Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It's, well, it isn't quite light here yet. It's going to be soon. Although I must say I am well impressed at how much more daylight we're getting now that we're on the right side of the winter solstice. I think we got a full extra 5 minutes there today. So that's pretty awesome. I'll take it. I'll take 5 more minutes of daylight, absolutely. But it is the 24th of December, Christmas Eve, no less. So I got my sack. I'm on my way into the shop. It's a little dark. Forgive me 1 second. Much better. On my way into the shop here to retrieve Christmas presents. I don't hide Christmas presents in the house because, well, they'll just get discovered and that would spoil the fun. So I hide them in the shop in plain sight. It's much easier that way. The closer you are to the danger. The closer you are to danger, the further you are from harm. Isn't that what they say? So you hide stuff in plain sight, but still it gets out of the house and it doesn't get found. I got off lucky this year. The wife and I, the last couple of years, we kind of agreed, like, we're going to stop with this guessing game and using your imagination and all kind of foolish concepts like that. Like, just tell me what you want. Tell me exactly what you want. Tell me how much it costs. Send me the link to it. If you can see, if it's like something at the Home Depot or whatever, send me the link to it. It even shows me what aisle it's in the store. That way there's just no room for disappointment at all. Because I find we've played that game in the past where you're trying to guess what the person could use or what the person could need or what the person wants. And oftentimes what you end up with is, well, you get up with something they definitely don't need. And more often than not, something they probably don't even want. And you spend a bunch of money on stuff. It's not that useful. So we quit doing that. Me, I'm pretty simple. I want a pair of socks, a pair of underwear, and a Terry's chocolate orange. I'm good with that. If I want something or I need something throughout the year, I'll get it throughout the year. And that's that's kind of the caveat. Chocolate orange, pair of socks, pair of underwear, but that comes with, like, you gotta forgive me when I spend $400 in the middle of the year somewhere because I need something. If I can wait till Christmas time to get something, chances are, that's like trying to forecast a potential future need, right? So given at that point in time, that moment in time, I definitely do not need that thing. Unless for some reason it comes up on the 21st of December that I need something in the next week or two. For the rest of it, I'll just get it myself, as the need arises throughout the year. I think I just bought a $17,000 tractor this year. I'm good with a pair of socks. All right, we've had a bit of breakfast, a little bacon and eggs, and then we did we started an annual family tradition. Actually, that's pretty exciting. The first time you ever start a family tradition, and that is the annual gingerbread house smash. So the kids make their gingerbread houses, a week before Christmas or whatever, and then the candy that comes with them is absolutely terrible. Like, it's not even edible, but they eat 2 or 3 and then they just basically just rots, right? So what do you do with that? After a week, you wait till they go to bed and you throw it right in the garbage. Well, we've been taking it out to the chickens. Morning donkey, by the way. We've been taking it out to the chickens and we thought, well, wouldn't it be fun if we got the kids involved in that? So we took them out to the back deck. I should have filmed it, actually. It was a lot of fun. They put their boots on and they just got in there and just put the gingerbread house in a cardboard box and just stomped the living daylights out of it until it's about the right size for chickens to nibble on. All right, with that done, I'm gonna get a shovel. I'm gonna go dig out a gate where the sheep are at, so I can get them locked out of the lambing pen. And I get Aunt Jemima fired up and run a round bale in there. My wife told me that was really bad timing. I think she's got plans today. And I said, well, it's better timing for me to do it today than tomorrow when they actually really need it. Because if I was out running a round bale out on Christmas morning, I'd be pretty popular, I think. Speaking of pretty popular, I just got added to the group chat for a high school reunion. A couple years here, it's going to be 30 years since I graduated high school. Some folks in the old country, they're maybe planning a bit of a shindig up at the Wigton Rugby Club. Ugh, tongue-tied this morning. And it's interesting to see how many people never left home, never did a thing with their life. It's also interesting to see how many people ran as far away from there as they possibly could, not unlike myself, and ended up on the completely opposite side of the world. And then what's also interesting is that how many certain individuals were just absolute a-holes in high school and haven't changed one bit to this day. Not one bit. Still just a barrel of fun. On the way out to the in-laws yesterday, This is Christmas week, so we're going to be going out to Rio Grande probably every day this week and a couple days afterwards. But on the way out there, we had a spare 10 minutes, as one does, because we got to run early. Stopped at Godden's Honda and picked up some two-stroke oil, Polaris two-stroke oil for the Yamaha Mountain Max. It was getting a little bit low, and I stopped at Canadian Tire the other day, and I seen a jug for $75, and I just about prolapsed. So anyways, yeah, Godden's in Beaver Lodge, they got it on. It's like $45 a jug or something like that. So far better deal than the old crappy tire. And I know it says Polaris on it, but I mean, like, it's like literally the same color blue. Like, it's camo oil. Anyways, we better get Aunt Jemima fired up here. Get it out the door, get that bale, because although not singing practice, Christmas Eve Mass, because it's the big day today where the girls got to sing choir in front of the whole congregation. That's happening at 5 o'clock this evening. That means the wife's going to want to be out there at 11:30 a.m. because you just, plenty of time. God forbid you be late. And fashionably on time is not a thing. We're either like riding the line, or we're 6 hours early. And it's usually on the side of 6 hours early. It's usually when I got stuff to do, so I better get my stuff done so that I'm not the obstacle today. And the other day, I don't know if you missed it, but I had the yellow tractor fired up. I put the pallet forks on, and I transferred that molasses out of the tote that had the broken valve handle on it into another tote. So we're back in the molasses feeding business here again. Pretty excited about that. That's one of my every week Saturday jobs, is to go around and fill up the lick tanks with molasses, get everybody all the nutrients and the minerals that they need, especially this time of year. It's cold, they need all that, but the nutrient they probably need most is a bit of dry matter. So let's get the old girl fired up here. Get a bale out to him. Clutch, check. Throttle, check. Screwdriver, check. We are clear for takeoff. I was looking on the internet this morning, not really looking, but scrolling as one does, and come across a video of a fella who I think he was in Idaho. He had a product called a water miser, and he was professing how well it worked. I don't know if anybody has one of these in Canada or not. Idaho is still quite a ways south of here, but he said it was minus 17 Fahrenheit, which whatever that works out to be in Celsius. I don't think that's very cold in comparison to how cold it gets here. But basically, it's got a thermostatic spring-loaded thing in it that when it gets down to 3 degrees Celsius, it lets a little bit of water dribble by, so your water line and your valves and stuff don't freeze up. And so he's got it on a water trough that basically keeps fresh defrosted water constantly going to his trough. Seems like a pretty slick idea. And then you just got an overflow off the trough so that it doesn't make a big skating rink around where the animals come in to drink. So if anybody's got one of those in Canada, I'd be interested to know whereabouts in Canada, how well it works. Does it work at all when it gets to, say, I don't know, what's a reasonable temperature? Minus 20 seems like a pretty reasonable temperature. I think it's fair to say that there's just about nothing that works well at minus 40. But minus 40, although we do get there, every year is the exception. Like it's not every day you're at -40, right? Maybe a handful of days a year where you get there. And I think they're only like, what are they, $40 or something like that on Amazon. Get into gear. Every once in a while on this tractor, you got to double clutch it to get out of neutral and into high range. Mildly inconvenient, but inconvenient nonetheless. Must be just lit over at the neighbor's place. They had the car alarm going off. The turkeys were gobbling. Our donkey was bellowing. Quite the rave we got going on here. Anyways, while I'm over here, I might as well get some more molasses. I did put some in the lick tanks there yesterday, but the one I didn't get quite full. So we'll get it topped up here now. While I got the gate open and everybody locked out of there. Try to be efficient with the guy's time. It is interesting with this stuff. Actually, yesterday, you know, for as fast as I could pour it, they were licking it out of the pail as I was pouring it into the lick tank. So they do love the taste of it. But one thing we found is that during the spring, like the spring when the fresh shoots of grass come up, or even like early summer, when everything's nutrient rich, they generally don't go for this at all. They just try to avoid it. Later on in the summer, when everything kind of gets dry and brown and whatnot, then they'll come back for it. But you know, there was some fear, I think, amongst some producers that because it tastes so good, they would just lick that stuff and basically lick all the money right out of your wallet. But if they don't need the nutrients, if they don't need the mineral, they're not going after it. So it does work quite well that way. All right, feeding's all done. Get the tractor put back in the shop, tucked her all in nice and cozy. And then I think the wife, she wants to take the kids out snowmobiling at the in-laws. We don't have any snow here or anything like that. You know, it's not like we've got 38 inches of snow over the last month or anything. It's not like we have our own snowmobile. We'll pack up our entire household. We'll pack up all the snowsuits, all the kids, everything, GTs. She would have had me take the snowmobile and everything out to the in-laws for the 30 minutes that the kids can stand being outside. Thankfully, I got no reverse on that snowmobile, so I was able to plead that if I had to get it off the trailer, I was going to throw my back out and it'd be absolutely useless for the next 6 weeks. So our stuff, half of our stuff is going to stay here at least. But we will have to pack the kids up and head out there and have another lovely little family afternoon. Anyways, before I called it a day, I come in here and I tweak the chicken feeder. This is one that I got from a colleague of mine, Mike. Fantastic addition to the farm. Bulk feeder. You can fit 3 pails of grain in there. And you can feed them. It almost lasts a whole week. I have another big blue one actually I got from him too. And it does last the full week in there. But this one I noticed, the little trough was always empty and then there was always grain in here and I'd have to shake it and it would fall down. And there was actually a baffle in there to restrict or slow down the amount of feed in there. So oftentimes they were just running out. It would run down and it wouldn't free fall back into the trough. So I just removed the baffle entirely, and they're probably gonna peck and waste a whole bunch of feed. And when Christmas is over, I'll probably have to put that baffle back in, but maybe just set it a little bit higher. But tough to do when this thing is full of grain. So I'll let them eat what's there, and then I'll maybe just tweak it up a little bit higher. The other thing I did too is you can see I stacked up the compost pile in the corner, turned everything over, and then restacked it, re-oxygenated. Basically, I just throw it up in the air, and it all smashes on the roosting bars, and then lands, gets all aerated, and then in about a week, that'll be getting hot. It'll be getting hot enough I could cook a Christmas turkey in there. Well, you're not a Christmas turkey. I think a turkey's got to get to 175. I could definitely cook a Christmas ham in there because it does get to 160 degrees Fahrenheit in there. So that's crazy temperature. Is it 160 Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius? Now I got to look on the thing here. I got to look on the old thermostat. Oh, I don't have it in here. I think it's 160 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot. Anyways, you put your hand in there and you would burn your hand. Of course, because it's warm enough to cook meat. But anyways, that's that's about all I'm going to accomplish for today. I think we're going to go have a fun family day out. I won't make a video tomorrow because it's Christmas Day, so that day belongs entirely to the family, of course. So for anybody that is taking the time to watch today, I hope you have a fantastic day, a very Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Except for that one fellow that I went to high school with, Neil G. You were miserable then, you're still miserable now. I hope you have a shit Christmas.